I'm going to discuss exercises related to the lesson loops. In order to follow this set of exercises, you should have studied lesson 1 to lesson 4 along with the exercises. First, let's look at the problem number 1, and here you have to start a new Visual Basic Windows Forms application project. Okay, so I have already opened Visual Studio IDE, so we can go to File, New and Project. Then here you have to select Visual Basic, and here you have to select Windows Forms application, and let's give the name project 1, and we are going to save our project inside this folder. I had already created this folder, and let's save our projects inside this folder. Okay, once we have pressed OK button, a project will be generated. It takes some time. Okay, now you can see the empty form. Part B, add the button to the form and program it according to the steps given below. Then let's add a button to the form. In order to program the button, we can double click on the button. Okay, and after that generate integers from 1 to 10 using while and while statement. So first let's declare I as integer. Okay, declare an integer and initialize it to 1. Then let's use while loop I less than or equal to 10. Then you can see end while part was generated automatically, and here using a message box you can show the value of I. Value of I is initially 1. Then here what we do is to the value of I we add 1. Okay, now let's run this one and see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now in that way we have finished problem number 1. Okay, so I'm going to close the solution. Then let's look at the problem number 2. Start a new Visual Basic Windows Forms application project. So we have to go to here and here. Here you have to select Visual Basic, and here Windows Forms application. Let's give the name project 2. Okay, project number 2. And let's save it inside the same folder we saved our problem number 1. Okay, that is the VB folder. Okay, after that we press the OK button, then the project will be generated. Here you have an empty form. Add a button to the form and program it according to the steps given below. Then you can add the button. In order to program the button, you can double click on it. Okay, then after that generate integers from 1 to 10 using a do loop statement with while keyword. display the generated integers in message boxes. So you have to use a do loop. In order to do that, first let's declare an integer and initialize it to 1, then do loop, do while. Let's use the while keyword, do while I less than or equal to 10. In a message box we display I plus 1. Okay, now you can see let's see the output. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, now the meaning is do while this condition is true, you have to execute this lines of code. Okay, that is the thing. And let's see if we put this at the end, and now let's see the output. Okay, in this situation we do not see any difference in the output whether you put it here or put it here, but the thing is, if you put the condition at the end, then this lines of codes will be executed at least once, whatever the condition you put here. Okay, that is the difference. But in this example we do not see any difference in the output. Okay, and then now let's close the solution. Okay, then let's discuss the answer related to the problem number 3. We start a new project. Okay, there you have to select Visual Basic and Windows Forms application, project 3, and inside the same folder we have to select it and then press OK button. Here you have an empty form. Generate integers from 1 to 10 using do loop statement with until keyword. Okay, so you have to use the until keyword. First you have to put a button. Okay, add a button to the form. Okay, so you have to put a button, and in order to program it we double click it, and now dim I as integer, let's 1, then we use do loop and we use the until keyword. Here do until I greater than 10. Okay, let's put it something like this for the time being. Then message box dot show I equals I plus 1. Now let's see the output. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, now look at this. Here the condition is little bit different from the previous situation. Here, until this condition is true. Okay, that means initially if this condition is false, then this lines of code will be executed, but once this condition became true, we exit from the loop. Okay, that is the difference between do while loop and not using the while keyword and using the until keyword. That is the difference. Now if we put this part at the end of the loop, okay, now as usual, you know, whatever the condition you insert here, this lines of code will be executed at least once, because we do not check any condition at the beginning. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so in the output you do not see any difference if you use until here or here. Okay, but you have to keep you in your mind, if you put the condition here in the bottom, whatever the condition, even if the condition is true, okay, this lines of code will be executed at least once. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, now we close this solution. Now let's look at the problem number 4. So you have to start a new project, and here you have to specify Visual Basic. Here you have to say Windows Forms application, and then you have to go to desktop and select VB folder. Okay, and here you put let's say project number 4. Okay, then we press the OK button. Add the text box to the form and name it as txt_num. Add the text box to the form and we name it as txt_num. Add the button to the form and name it as btn prime. We change the name btn prime. Okay, then change the text property of the button to is prime. So the text property is prime. Program the button according to the steps given below. In order to program it, we have to double click on the button. So the user is expected to enter an integer in the text box. Therefore, we put dim x as integer. A prime number is an integer greater than 1 and that has no positive divisors other than 1 and itself. That is the definition of a prime number. So in order to check whether the given number is a prime or not, okay, so part H says the text yes should be displayed in a message box if the integer entered in the text box is a prime. Otherwise, the text no should be displayed in a message box. Okay. Now, we should write a program to check whether a given number is a prime or not. Therefore, now x variable here txt. Okay, now you can see here this one returns text. Okay, so using the VAL method we can convert it to the corresponding number, and now we have to use a loop. Okay, in order to do this we need the loop. Therefore dim I as integer. Okay, we declare a variable and dim is prime. We declare variable as integer. Let's initialize it to 1. Okay, initialize it to 1. And now, so you have to let's use a for loop. For I goes from 2 to x minus 1. Okay, I goes from 2 to x minus 1. That means we check all the numbers below the given number. We check all the numbers whether the given number is divisible by any of them. Okay, that's what we do here. So in order to do that we use if x mod I. That means this expression returns this expression returns the remainder when we divide the value of x from the value of I. Okay, now if there is no remainder, okay, in that case this is 0. Then what you have to do is you have to set is prime variable to 0. Okay, is prime variable to 0. That means if you could find any number below the given number, okay, beginning from 2 to x minus 1, if you could find a number that divides the given number, in that case it is not a prime. Okay, it is not a prime number. Okay, that is why that is what we do here. Okay, so okay, then here you have to check. Now you use the conditional logic. If is prime variable is 1, okay, if it is still 1 after executing the loop, if it is still 1, that means we have failed to find the divisor. Okay, therefore we can directly say message box dot show you have to display yes. Okay, yes, otherwise the number should can't be a prime because we can find a divisor. Therefore otherwise we display no. Okay, that is the answer for the problem number 4. Now let's run and see. Now if you put a number like it says no. Then let's put the prime. It says yes. Another prime. How can, yes, 53. It says yes. Okay, likewise you can check whether a given number is a prime or not. 71, it is a prime. If you put 91, it is not a prime. Likewise, you can develop an application to find a given, whether a given number is a prime or not. Okay, and that is the end of problem number 4, as well as uh, the set of exercises. So we can go to file and close our solution. Okay, and thank you for listening.